Hi, this is Anthony Meisner with Land Title. I wanted to bring you the update for Superior, Colorado today for the month of May. And there's a lot happening here and a lot to unpackage. So I think it's important to take a look at really just kind of where this market as a whole has gone over the last couple of years and just kind of what to expect now. So we had just an incredible boom through COVID in 2021. Then you had the Marshall fires early on in 2022, which dramatically affected this market as well. So our average and our median are about the same right now. That's not normally the case, right? They're a little out of whack. But you can see that the median is up 33% from this time last year. There's a lot to unpackage here because the market hasn't appreciated 33%. The average is only up 7.5%, which it feels like the market has appreciated definitely more than that. So let's take a deeper look into this a little bit. When you look at the attached market is really on par with where it was a year ago. And a lot of that is due to just excess inventory coming to market right now. You know, if you look at price per square foot, they're about equal between the detached and attached markets. This is one of the only markets that's really like this. Usually the attached market is much more expensive. You get into Boulder or you get into Superior, and it's not always the case because you have a lot more high-end luxury properties. Superior has that very unique building type where they might be big homes, but they're always small lots, vertical, outside Rock Creek area. So you're getting a lot here, but what is the most important thing to understand when you look at price per square foot is the fact that it's just rising consistently over time. And this is actually probably a better gauge of our appreciation rate. So we're getting somewhere between that 10 and 20% increase in sales price, even though that's not what the data shows us earlier. Now, when you look at the supply of inventory from March to current has really come up quite a bit. We have a lot of new listings come to market. This is exactly the opposite of most of this area. You have more listings than the previous year. We have more listings in the last few years. There's a lot coming to market in Superior, and that's a really good sign for buyers, right? If you're a buyer, this is fantastic. Now, if you're a seller, this just means we need to be a little more conservative with our estimates about home values. We need to be a little bit more bullish on how we push that price point, right? You don't want to go too high or you can overlist. Now, as a buyer, this is an awesome thing because it's been nearly impossible to get a home in Superior for the matter of the last few years. Active units are only 33. So there's only 33 homes on the market, but that's substantially more than we've seen before. Nowhere near where we were in 2019, right? Pre-pandemic, we were at much higher rates. So nothing to be concerned about yet, not even by a long stretch. There's plenty of demand out there. Now look at the pendings. We have pendings outside of the month of May. We've been putting more homes under contract because we've had so much pent-up demand. That's a really good sign. Lots of homes going on the market, lots of homes going under contract, just not quite as many going under contract as we bring to market right now. So we're feeling that market transition in Superior pretty heavily. The big difference here is the fact that Superior has the largest amount of month supply of inventory in the county. It has 1.7 months, which is still not even a balanced market, right? We talk about that 4 to 6 month range as a balanced market. Here we are at 1.7. It may not feel like that, but it sure means that things are starting to sit a little bit longer than the frenzy that we saw earlier this year or into last year. Now, here's the other part of the equation, and this is the craziest thing. The speed of the market is going so much faster than it has in years past. Even though the county average is about 10 days or 9 days, here we are in Superior at 17 days. This market is taking a little bit longer to turn over, but it's still, I mean, we're talking 17 days from active under contract. It's a couple of weeks. That just means that you really need to set prices right. You need to do all the right things if you're going to sell a house. And if you're a buyer, it means if you come in, you come early, you can really find something. If there's been stuff sitting on the market, don't be afraid to go in and negotiate and find a good offer, because it doesn't necessarily mean you need to come in over asking price at this point. Things for the last year have dictated otherwise, but here we are in a transitioning market where that list to sale price is starting to come down. And if people are overlisting houses and a house is listed at $1 million and it feels like it's worth $900,000 and they're not getting any offers, that's a good time to start that conversation. So as a buyer, don't feel like you're stuck where everyone has been for the last year. You really have some negotiating power because of the rising inventory. And if you're a seller, this is still an amazing time to list. Look at this, 104.3% list sale price. Bidding wars are still happening all the time in Superior. So this is a double-edged sword right now, but in transitioning markets, they always are. And a lot of this is just due to interest rates. So if you have other questions, always reach out to me. I'm Anthony at Land Title, and I'm happy to help. We'll see you in the next video.